Since 1966, only 8 NFL teams have repeated as Super Bowl champs. The Eagles are preparing to be a part of that elite historic club, but we know what's at stake. After all, the Eagles are now the standard. Let's dive into it on 4th and Chill. The Eagles lost a lot of key guys in the offseason, a lot of key guys during that Super Bowl run. However, Howie Roseman did a very good job on repairing some of those holes, in particular filling those holes with rookie draft picks. Now, I'm not going to dive into every single draft pick, but I want to highlight the main 3. Jahad Campbell out of Alabama is probably my favorite pick. You're talking about the speed, the power, the instincts, the play recognition. I think he has what it takes to be an immediate impact player on this championship team. I'm also excited for our rookie safety Andrew Mukuba out of Texas. Now with CD gone, it is said that Mukuba does possess those ball-hawking traits just like CJ Gardner-Johnson. I'm sure Vic Fangio loves his rangy safeties, and another important thing to note is that Vic Fangio is not afraid to play rookies in the secondary, as we saw with Q and we saw with Cooper DeJean last year. Lastly, we have Ty Robinson. Now, he's a little older in the tooth at 24, but man, if you turn on his tape, you can see why Eagles fans are excited about him. And again, because they are in Vic Fangio's system, I know they'll get on the field right away. And we're hoping they can have the same immediate impact that Q and Cooper had last year on the Super Bowl winning team. And if we stay here in training camp, we know that cornerback 2 was a very, very scrutinized position battle in training camp, but in particular, we know that Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson were the main 2 players at that cornerback position. But during training camp, we saw that Howie Roseman made a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders and traded Thomas Booker for Jacorian Bennett. Now, I didn't know too much about Bennett, I'm not going to lie to you. From the sample size we've seen from training camp and the preseason games, we can confidently say that none of them looked all that great. However, as week 1 approaches, it looks like that Adoree Jackson might be the favorite to win that cornerback 2 position. Now, I can understand going that route because Vic Fangio might just choose the veteran presence in this situation. But either way, I'm sure Howie Roseman and Vic Fangio have an emergency plan at cornerback 2 if all 3 were to fail. So I'm not too worried about it. But that battle was a key spotlight in training camp, and I think all fans have their concerns, and is rightfully so. Jalen Hurts. What can we say? Jalen has been a hot button topic issue all summer. From the hot takes to the hypotheticals.
We'll just say, yep.
Super Bowl, that's a team award.
Okay.
And then somebody gonna say, MVP of the Super Bowl. Okay, cool. You threw for 2,903 yards. Mm-hmm. Do you think, take the name out of it, take the jersey number out?
It was a never-ending discussion about QB1, Uno. One important stat to know is that Jalen would be on his 5th offensive coordinator since joining the Philadelphia Eagles. That's pretty absurd. To be constantly playing ball at an elite level like Jalen does, and every year you're experiencing a revolving door at play caller and scheme and concept. People need to give Jalen more credit. Yes, there is some continuity and familiarity with Kevin Patullo, but it's going to be Kevin Patullo's offense. Patullo and Jalen have been working together since Jalen's first year as an NFL starter in 2021. Nick Sirianni brought Kevin Patullo over from the Indianapolis Colts. Since his arrival, Kevin Patullo has had an assignment in the passing game as a coordinator, designing schemes and concepts to fit Jalen Hurts. So they're no stranger to each other. However, this will be Kevin Patullo's first year as signal caller. How will the offense look? Will it be run heavy? Will it be pass heavy? How will Saquon be featured in this offense? When it's 4th down, will Sirianni still be calling the plays, or will Kevin Patullo? How much control does Jalen have this year? These are questions that need to be answered, but we'll find out. And my friends, not only it being the opening week of the NFL, it's Dallas week. And speaking of Dallas,
Tom Pelissero here with some breaking news into the NFL Network newsroom. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. This is not a drill. This is not April Fool's Day. The Dallas Cowboys are pulling off the biggest trade, sending a star player out of Dallas since Herschel Walker in 1989.
Is he taking a lap?
Look, I get it. Dallas is one big clown show. It's fun to laugh at Dallas's demise, but this Micah Parsons trade is pretty big. Micah Parsons is a top 5 defender in this league. You have to account for him everywhere he goes. Teams scheme around Micah Parsons. So with his departure, this makes the Eagles matchup a little bit different. I'm hoping Kevin Patullo will open up the pass game a little bit, but we'll see. It is the first game. I do understand that both teams will be rusty. Considering the fact that most of the teams did not play their starters in the preseason, you have to admit, maybe Nick Sirianni and company are probably licking their chops because Micah's no longer a factor, and that makes life a lot easier for the offense. I expect the Eagles to take care of business in this game. I'm not going to give a score, but I think that they might win by 2 to 3 touchdowns. It's just tough for me to seeing Dallas get into a rhythm. Now look, I can see both teams struggling for a quarter and a half, but then I can see the Eagles starting to click around the second to third quarter. Then I think after that, the game won't be close. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below what you think the score is going to be. I'm really excited for this season. I think that the Eagles are poised to be Super Bowl champs again, but you know, the road won't be easy. This schedule is tough. We have to go against Mahomes. We have to go against Justin Herbert, the golden boy. We have to go against Josh Allen. I'm excited for this season. But the Eagles do have one of the toughest schedule, as they rank 4th in the strength of schedule this season. So we know that each opponent will bring their best. I do see the Eagles winning around 11 to 12 games, but I'm probably getting beside myself. Health is the biggest thing with this squad. If they keep everybody together, I think that they'll be all right. More importantly, I just want to see the evolution of Jalen Hurts. I want to see if he can take that next step. I want to see the evolution of the defense. I want to see how Cooper and Q are in year 2. I want to see Jahan Dotson. I want to see Jalen Carter being one of the top 5 defensive players in this league. I want to see the defense take that next step. I want to see Jahad Campbell. I want to see how the secondary adjusts without Slay and Isaiah Rodgers and CeeDee. I want to see how that defensive line is. I want to see how Hunt and Nolan Smith evolve in their roles as pass rushers. I want to see Zach Bond year 2 under Philly. I want to see Zach Bond capitalize off the year he had last year. But I'm grateful. Every NFL season brings its highs and its lows, but overall, it's a blessing to be here because I love my birds. But I'm excited and I'm hopeful. I think the Eagles do have what it takes to etch themselves in history and becoming back-to-back champs. Again, we have one of the hardest schedules. I try not to get too ahead of myself, so I'll take it 1 week at a time. Right now, it's Dallas week. Let's just embrace the fact that it's week 1 and football is back. Let's take every game one game at a time. There is no better way to kick off opening week against Dallas on banner night. I'll see you guys Thursday. Thank you for stopping in.